Hello everybody and welcome to another fly tying video produced by the folks at AlaskaFlyFish.net. I'm Flashback Max, and today we're going to tie a little bit of a crazy, unusual, different sort of pattern. This one was requested by a member. Very interesting. It's called the Aztec. I've never really seen it other than when this member, introduced me to it. But there's some, there's some serious area for fooling around with this thing, I think. What it basically is the original used some kind of wool or synthetic fibers or something like that. I'm going to use, this is foxtail, and I think it's kind of, like I said, there's room for experimentation with this thing. Basically what it is, and I'll show you on this one, it's a bunch of little segments tied in so they kind of stick up if you're almost like tying a parachute style dry fly, but it's just one of those, every so often, and very interesting. So let me get this guy out of the vise here and we'll try it. I'm just using a nice long streamer hook. Geez, I don't know, these are 4x, 5x, big long things. Like so. I'm using pretty thick thread. This is, geez, what is it? 210 thread. This is pretty big. One step or so above monocord. So I'm just going to stick that in and take it all the way down. Get ourselves a nice bed of thread laid there. Alright. Like I said, I think you could tie this with just about anything, and there's certainly room for experimentation. I'm going to use this nice little fox hair here. Let's get some of that. Now, unlike the one I just showed you, I was looking at the original here before I started, and the length is actually in the back, and the puffs, or whatever you want to call them, kind of get shorter up towards the front, so that's the way we'll tie it this time. Like I said, I don't really know a lot about this, so we're kind of shooting from the hip here. I'm just gonna kind of wing it, and if it turns out good, that's great. If it doesn't, we'll try to go. So that's just a little bit there in the back, just as a tail sticking out. Now I'm gonna just keep taking these clumps, pulling the tops off. This gives you a lot of practice, if nothing else, for prepping hair. Just take that, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and I'm going to stick them in so they're pointing forward. Get a good grip on these. This is where that nice heavy thread comes in, so you can really ream them down. Now, just like you were doing a dry fly parachute, pull it up ahead. Don't go like this. Don't wrap over it, but wrap right down in front of that. And what that does is it almost kind of props it up. See, like that. Advance your thread a little bit, and we'll get another clump. If I don't say anything, it's just because I'm concentrating here and prepping the hair. But once again, get it down good and tight. And I'm not really worrying about this in here if it looks, super duper or anything like that, because I think what this fly is all about is movement. And this would definitely have super movement with this fox hair. I mean, this stuff in the water, I love it. I don't know if anybody else really uses fox hair a lot or not, but I do quite a bit. Just because I like it, like kind of like marabou. I sometimes switch it out in different situations with marabou. But the thing about it is it's really usually not going to if marabou's really kind of, it's more of a you know, kind of chintzy sort of stuff. Whereas fox hair, it isn't, you know, anything really super duper strong, but it's a lot better than marabou. So now I'm gonna start shortening these down a little bit for the front, and maybe sticking them a little bit closer together. Like I said, you're seeing experimentation in action here, so rather than, you know, a half an inch, I'll stick the next one, you know, a quarter inch or whatever. Get that in there. If you're looking for fox hair, just as a sort of side note, I got some of these. I'll just turn the camera here. I don't know if you can see them real well. They're over there. On eBay not too long ago, and they're cheap, super duper cheap. What you got to stay away from are places that say fly tying, because as most of you guys know, it says fly tying on it, it's automatically a couple 100% more expensive. That's just, you know, how it goes. So, but I can't remember exactly what it was listed under. I think it's under crafts or something like that, or Native American crafts, maybe something like that. But here we go. I'm gonna stick this last one in here like so. Give her a good ream down. No, you can't turn upside down. Pull that up like that. I'd almost thought about taking it and, I don't know, making a, I don't know if you guys have ever seen like a hollow fly for saltwater fishing. They're really super translucent and everything. I was thinking of making it so it had a, you know, tying the hair all the way around and then pushing it back like this, like a collar, so there was something here on the bottom too. I don't know, just another one of those things where, you know, you can try it. I'm gonna whip finish this guy off here. Maybe. There's a lot of hair going every which way, so you got to be careful. And this big thread, you got, when you're whip finishing, you got to really ream it down, or else what happens is it kind of piles on itself, and then when you pull it down, it kind of sloughs itself off, I guess, for lack of a better term. But, well, there's the fly. I mean, you might say, what in the heck happened? What have you been smoking? But that's what it was, and it's on the website there. I'll list it. The guy had it touched up with marker or something, red, and he had a rib on his too. So if you want a rib, you can put it on. It's kind of a pain, but I think it's basically more of a technique sort of thing. But I mean, there you go. It's kind of interesting, because when you think about it, this would all lay back down and make a really solid profile. The member that requested this thought that it might be a good maybe smolt pattern or fry pattern or something like that, because it would make that really kind of interesting sort of thing, like this. You know, it'd go down and have a, you know, who knows? You know, try it. If you know, you have good results with it, let us know. I mean, I'd be interested. I'm always interested in stuff like that. So, well, if you got another fly you'd like to see, shoot me an email or a private message, and I'll see what we can do for you.